Handling the gate. I hope we didn't rough any of you over. Thank you to Leo for all the other times that he's helped with parking, because he's been the madman. So thank you so much. It's a little bit too wet to park on the neighbor's yard tonight, but it's, thank you all for walking however long you had to get here. Just a note before we get to the band. It's as you all noticed, it's probably dedicating part of this this evening to the Tanzania School Foundation. The word hero is used a lot in terms of people who do one-time amazing acts, but perhaps the word is more appropriate for people who dedicate long periods of their lives to doing selfless things for other people. And Chris Lott, who's in the back of this group here, waving there, is truly one of my heroes. She's just an amazing woman with an energy that's outstanding, and we both got laid off from the corporate world about exactly 10 years ago, mortgage crisis time, and she said, F the corporate world, and she said she dedicated her life to building a school in Tanzania, and amazing.
Awesome.
So just,
Go get my money.
I love you. So very cool. So it's a little sidelight, so please be patient with me for a second. There's a few of you here were with me and Scylla and Alex at a really cool trip that we took to San Miguel in Mexico. Elliot and Joanne and perhaps another person or two here. It was half charitable work that we were working on, Feed the Hungry and gardens for schools and things like that we were working on. It was really cool. But half of it, to be honest, was a lot to have fun and to see another culture and be in an environment. And one night we went out to see music, and I happened to sit with him. We sat near a guy, and I asked a few questions, and we got to talk, and we decided to meet in the town square the next day. And we met at 1 o'clock, and we drank for about 3 hours, and I stumbled my way back to the villa that we're staying at. But he turned out to be a flute player from Toronto. And after he talked about the music business, he played a long time ago, and he said disco killed live music. It's because the bar owners figured out the DJs could run stuff, and he talked about how live music had changed over the years. Fortunately, it still goes on, and we have things like that. But we were talking about music, and I said, well, I can only think of two jazz flutists that I know of. And one was Herbie Mann, and the other was Hubert Laws. And great guy. I listened to some of his music on their flight down, and a great guy. And he says, well, it's funny about Hubert Laws is I studied under him for about a year, and he said, you know, we had a long talk about it, and sharing music and knowledge and stuff like that, and. He was telling me, you know, he's got a really musical family. And I said, well, Ronnie Laws is a great musician. I know him. And he said, no. He says, Ronnie's great, but he's got a whole family of people that play really well, cousins and aunts and whatnot. And little did I know, after he was telling me to go look those people up, that how many years later is it? 6 years, 7 years later? That a member of the same general family, I don't know where the DNA crosses, but we have a member of the Laws family up here with an incredible background. And I just thrilled to have met this man and listen to his music is just beyond words. And so I want to shout out to Mr. Don, the Don of the Next Page, and then everywhere else. Thank you for bringing Willie's huge fan club. You guys are fantastic. Just actually a couple of business notes. The bathroom downstairs is probably the easiest one to get to. It's down the bulkhead. There's one inside the house, upstairs right above it, so you can work your way around. Men, feel free to use the woods, and the woods can be used or the area for other things if you're so interested. And I'll just leave it at that. So, what a thrill to see these guys. So.
Thank you, Steve.
Welcome and enjoy.
Thank you, Steve.